Pentecost. To grasp the full weight of the Pentecost story, we need to hear it against the backdrop of another story, another city, another gathering of humanity with its eyes on heaven. The Babel story in Genesis 11 opens with a line that sounds nice and serene. Now the whole earth had one language and the same words. But read carefully, and the story turns dark. Humanity migrates east, and there, in Babylonia, they resolve to build a tower with its top in the heavens. They say, "Let us make a name for ourselves." It sounds familiar, doesn't it? Babylon first, a shared language and narrative, a centralized culture, conformity, radical loyalty. Is it a blessing or something else, something dark? We mustn't forget that Babel is the heart of King Nimrod's empire. Introduced in Genesis 10 as part of the listing of Earth's nations and cultures, King Nimrod is described as a mighty one on the earth, diction hearkening back to the wild tales of giant Nephilim in Genesis 6:4. The name Nimrod even sounds like the Hebrew verb marad, meaning rebel. In ancient Enoch's expanded account of the flood story, the giants known as Nephilim ravaged the earth. A card-carrying member of the Nephilim, Nimrod is a hunter before the Lord. Not a hunter of deer, but the founder of an empire. And empires devour people. History confirms what Genesis 11 implies. Empires impose a single language to control many. The Assyrian king Ashurnasirpal II once boasted, "The totality of all peoples I made to speak one tongue." One will, one tongue, enforced unity. It smells of tyranny. So God came down, according to Genesis 11, not because humans were reaching too high, but because they were building unity on the wrong foundation. They sought uniformity, not harmony. Control, not mutuality. A tower, not a table of communion. So God came down and confused their languages, and they scattered. A judgment, to be sure, a judgment against arrogance, but also an act of grace, protection, and blessing. God performs a divine act of resistance against the world's first autocratic totalitarian project. Genesis 11 shows us that the suppression of difference is a tool of empire. Without reintroducing the hubris of Babel, Pentecost in Acts 2 redeems it. Tongues of fire, wonders. The miracle is not in the hearing, but in the speaking. Not a single uniform speech, but many different tongues for many nations. The Babel story is not undone by raw uniformity, but by a new unity founded in diversity and inclusion. Each person finds someone speaking their own language. The Spirit baptizes not into sameness, but into community. Babel is redeemed. Pentecost is not just a feast, it is a protest against imperial language and coercive culture. It is a promise that God's Spirit will not erase difference, but dwell within it. We live in a country right now where many at present seem to long for the wrong kind of unity. A unity that erases identity, limits pronouns, silences difference, removes books from libraries, renames Navy ships, builds monuments to power. But Pentecost tells us the Spirit of God will not bless such projects. The Spirit comes not to flatten, but to uplift, not to dominate, but to indwell. So this Pentecost, let us open our ears not for the sound of a single tongue, but for the beautiful cacophony of God's people, each speaking and hearing, each beloved.